Hey guys,
Hey
here we
guys.
are.
Great Scott, we are late. Sorry. Hi, happy time travelers.
We're very happy today because we have whose guest we have today, Doc.
It's better with the glasses. Sorry.
So
I'm getting old.
oh no, you have a time machine. You're never old. You're just right on time.
Yeah, that's
Each
right.
time. So today we're very happy because we have two guests who have worked very closely on the set of Back to the Future. And it's important to notice that because that's the reason why they are both here today, because they have worked with the sketches and costumes and very closely, one as a designer and art director, which is John Bell, and the other one, which is Joanna Johnston, as the costume department and costume creator.
Yeah.
And also designer, of course. So we're very happy to have this guest today.
For sure.
To have the overview of what is it to work together as a team, but as a little group, and to see your work going through department to another department and taking life day after day. So it will be very interesting, I think. And
and different periods because they worked on BTTF Part 2 and Part 3.
And Part 3.
Really futuristic period, but also the Far West, historical period. So it will be very interesting.
A challenge, perhaps,
know,
a big challenge.
What challenge it was for
we will ask
them.
We will ask them if it was a challenge.
You will know.
To make some costume from Far West and also in the future, etc. So I think it was a big challenge, but they did it.
They did it.
It's a success.
And it was fantastic.
Exactly. So today we're probably go to Il Valle for a virtual visit, but at the moment we have a friend, Kevin Bosch, who is trying, I think, to connect. And up, I'm just trying to see if he could be live. Up. And up, we will.
Who is a pop-up?
Yeah.
Each day I hear hop, but who is this guy?
So I presume we will connect in a minute. So just wait a little. You could present the lot of today.
Of course, during the time we're waiting for
will
Kevin.
Donate.
Yeah.
So the people will donate.
We have gift for you. Who will donate today, as we have done yesterday? Each donation you will give, you will do for Team Fox on the address that you can see on the screen. I don't know if we can see on the screen.
They have seen it before.
We have seen it before, and we will read
perhaps
it.
At the moment, I don't know.
It's here. So do not forget to donate to this address, Team Fox 88 mph .fr. And for each one of you who make a donation, we have some little gifts.
Not only the 3 first, for each people who make donations.
Don't say the 3 first, no?
Oh my God!
No, for all the guys.
All of you guys.
All of you guys.
That's incredible.
And for that, we have several little things that are really nice.
Wow, what's it?
Radioactivity sticker.
A sticker of radioactivity, and another one.
Copy of the Great Seal
with the DeLorean.
Absolutely. You're fired. Let's go to
Cusco.
You will win some money, so donate some money. You will win some money. It's incredible.
For one money you gave, we give you another money. Not the same.
Very nice.
Beef, $20.
Beef, $10.
Oh, cool. And all those things
and nice cards
are provided by our friend Pedro from
Spain.
Exactly.
Regreso al futuro, in Spain.
Thank you. Gracias, Pedro.
Gracias, Pedro.
Hombre. Gracias por los regalos para la gente.
Muchos gracias.
Exactly. So we're very happy for each donation made today in this address. You will win those little gifts. And another point I want to focus on, you have still, we have still 20 minutes to focus on the auction, which is live on my Facebook profile. It concerns today the auction launched yesterday. It's about John DeLorean
documents.
So
nice DMC documents.
Yeah, nice things, because all paperwork coming from the personal office of John DeLorean. So
and for some from 79.
Wow.
So really,
real
old documents, because it was before DeLorean for some.
Exactly.
Before the DeLorean vehicle was produced, because it began in 80.
So some of the documents, as Doc said, are coming right from
DeLorean
Motor Company, or perhaps think in 80 and made in
January
81 or
January
like
of 81.
But a great piece of history. So coming rightly from John DeLorean office. So you have also 20 minutes to make some bids in my profile.
Did you say starting bid?
The starting bid was 150, and now I think it's 160. So go.
Go for Team Fox.
Go forward, guys. And sure, we'll make a big and beautiful donation with this with those items tonight. So, and remember, all profits benefits Team Fox, of course. So important to remember. Today, so we are waiting a friend, Kevin, and I will explain the situation. Unfortunately, I think he's coming. Yeah, so he will explain by himself the situation of tonight. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Some troubles tonight. Could you explain, my friend? Wow, we're very happy to see you.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, fine.
Hi, fine.
And you, my friend?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Perhaps the little sound, I don't know if the sound seems good, but
a little low.
Yeah, I will put more volume. All right. Well, listen to you, Kevin.
Is the sound bad?
No, it's okay.
Perfect.
It's okay now. Yeah.
Is the sound bad?
No, it's okay. Perfect. Good.
Okay. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the video to transfer. I'm not sure if you explained to everybody what's happening. Did you explain, or should I explain?
No, I haven't explained. I was trying to begin the explanation, and you came, so you can explain the situation for tonight.
Okay. It's So I came over here to the mall today, but when I arrived, the area that is our area, that is from the movie, has been sectioned off with caution tape, so I can't go in it. I'm not sure why, but I came a couple days ago, and I pre-recorded some of these. So I came a couple days ago and kind of did like a run through. So I was just going to show that video. I'm having a little trouble sharing it to my computer. So I don't know. It's a little. I'm not sure if I'm able to do it. I might have to just get back in my car and go over to the area and just do live what I can. But as of right now, the video hasn't transferred over to my computer yet. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. We will continue with some other things you have to present, because there's a lot of options today. And give me a shot when your video is ready. All right? Give me a shot when your video is ready, and we'll try if you could put it.
I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna log off here, and I'm gonna log off here because I don't think this is gonna work. Yep. So I'm gonna log off here and then go back and then try to just do it live, whatever I can.
Okay. All right.
And the location.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay. So I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. See you.
So here we are with some things to present. And we're happy if we are able to meet Kevin in 5 minutes. It's great. It's great. So let me just check something up.
What are you checking?
I'm talking about one thing, which is up. No, this one about one thing which seems.
What are you checking, chicken?
I'm checking. Chicken. I'm looking for a surprise to do for all of you guys because you have made some incredible donation. You follow us since years and years and years. So for all of you, we have made a little raffle and okay. Let's see that. So we have made and imagine a little raffle for all of you guys. It will start in some few hours and we will open a website. So
Okay.
I'm trying to find all the needed information to give you more things and more information about. And in 1 minute, I will be able to give you all of those things. So let me just check. Joanna. It will be this one. So, Doc, what do you think it is?
I don't know.
You don't know. I know you don't know because it's a surprise. Even Doc,
that's why it's a surprise. You didn't tell me, and I was not in the future to see what you will. What you will
don't go in the future to go the surprise of tonight.
So, but I love the surprises. I don't want to know the future.
I know.
I know. It's too dangerous.
It could be. It
could be dangerous.
But some things could happen also. It's very cool. So, hopla, yeah. Check. And it will download and charge. So, guys, tonight, wait for a little minutes. It will be, I'm sure you will all be incredible.
Yes. Now I know. Yes.
Sure you know. Sure you know. So, I'm sure you will be, all of you, very happy. So
you will be happy.
Mardi, Kevin.
I'm sure you all will be happy with that. For sure. For sure. And especially the guys who are not in Manchester.
Whoa, perhaps.
Can say that, perhaps.
Yeah, you call.
Can be.
Perhaps. So it will arrive in a minute and it's an exclusivity, of course. An exclusivity here just for you. And I'm sure it will rock. So
rock and roll. That's heavy.
That's heavy. Yeah.
That's heavy.
Sure, up and
wow.
Up la, this one up and up.
Up and up.
Yeah, up.
Just to explain for you guys who are watching, I think you say, hey, what is he doing?
I'm looking at the screen.
For 5-10 minutes, he's playing with other screens. And what is he doing? He's preparing something very nice for you. He's just charging pictures to show you then after that. And you will see.
When it will be downloaded and it's in a minute, it will worse, I think. It's not this one.
But during this time, just to not forget, we have time to speak about that, this wonderful painting. Wonderful painting from our friend Jordan Semper, incredible artist. You have seen yesterday during the podcast with Kevin Pike. It was an honor for us to have Kevin with us during a little more than 1 hour. And he had above his head one fantastic painting also done by Jordan, but especially for Kevin. This one was made especially for, who is this guy, of course, Bob Zemeckis. It was made to give him in person in Paris, in Paris, and Bob had not the possibility, was not able to go back to US with this painting, so he let it to Jordan, and Jordan offered it to us, to the association, so that we can offer you to win this nice painting, wonderful painting. Okay. And for that, as always, you will bid. That will be a specific auction. I was searching for the word. Sorry.
Tonight, I think.
And wonderful auction. And as always, all the money you will give with
Will benefits
for this
for Team
donation
Fox.
will benefit for Team Fox.
And right, Doc, right? And we are
That's
just
right.
on time to launch the surprise, but just before,
Yeah. What?
friend Kevin,
Kevin.
Kevin is here, and
My back?
yeah,
My back? Can you
you're
hear me?
live, Kevin. Loud.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this really quick. Maybe tomorrow, since tomorrow's a pre-recorded one, I'll add what I did before, so you'll get the mall and line of states tomorrow. But let's just go through this really quick. So this is sorry, I was like pointing the wrong way. So I'm here because you can see the mall. I was pointing the wrong way. But let me just turn the camera on really quick. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna be a little safe, but this is essentially where Marty came down. I'm gonna cross the street real quick. And at the end of this, there's the Twin Pines Mall sign. As you guys might be able to see, I'm wearing my Twin Pines Mall
Oh,
sweater. So essentially, Marty crossed over here, and the sign was here, and this was his view. I don't know if you guys can tell. You can't really tell from this side, but then there's all this tape around this whole area. So I'm not sure why it's cornered off. I'm not sure if they're doing any work, or maybe because I was here the other day, they decided they didn't want people in the area. The mall just reopened the other day. It's been closed for a couple months, so maybe they just wanted to keep the parking a little bit more contained. But yeah, so this is the view. Doc's fan would be right here. That's normally where I park.
just there.
Einstein would be over here, and then Marty. Normally we would go down this way. This is what the fans do. They come down this way, or they come up this way, take pictures. But I don't want to go in this area because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm gonna just walk around.
Please take care.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah.
If there's a policeman behind you, just escape quick.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna walk. Let me know if I'm running out of time. I'm gonna try to go inside the mall. But just a few little things. Here at the end, you see where the Chase Bank is, like right around here. We'll get closer, but that's where the Libyans come up over. So when Einstein and Doc see the Libyans, is that little hill right there. That Chase building or that bank wasn't there before, obviously. You can see the tape here. That is.
Yeah.
I still don't know why. I don't know. There's a guy walking through the tape over there, but I just don't want to risk it. Maybe it's just for cars. But the video, I'll show the video tomorrow that I made that had, I drove around the parking lot. I drove where the Libyans were, but this will just give you a little bit of a taste. Here's the Macy's that used in the movie. That was the I believe it's the J. Robinson's.
Yeah.
And then the 24-hour fitness, that was the J.C. Penney.
Yeah.
Look at these things; they're falling over.
And perhaps this is also the location where was the photo booth. Yeah.
The photo booth was around here, actually.
Yeah.
So somewhere around here.
Somewhere around here, yeah.
Yeah, the trajectory that the landmark that we always use is kind of like this thing, but the one that we know is that light post over there.
You can see the tires now.
That light post. That's where we know that's where Doc is. So essentially, they were coming on this way. So I'm around the spot where the photo booth would be.
Okay. Yeah. Doc said to me, "Oh yes, we could also see the tires mark on the floor."
Oh yeah,
by the DeLorean.
I mean, you know what? I'll tell you something. There are a lot of like little. If I'm looking at, there's a lot of little like tire marks. Maybe somebody was out here doing donuts in the middle of the night and decided to close it off or something. I don't know. I know the other day I don't speed, but the other day I was here and I kind of when I was filming it and I kind of recorded the how the cars drove around, at normal speed. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like that, or I have no idea. Hopefully it's not some sort of permanent change. But we're gonna go inside real quick, and I want to show you guys the sign. So this is the entrance to the mall. This is the stuff that we see behind them. We don't see it from this point of view. in the video that I'll share tomorrow, I was able to use different lenses to get different angles. So that's a good thing. But let's go into the mall real quick. So the Twin Pines Mall sign, that was a set, that was a fake thing for the movie. In 2015, when they did We're Going Back, the organizers of We're Going Back created a replica of the sign for the mall, and it was out there in the spot where I was just at. They kept it out there for like a month, but it's a prop, so it could be kept there forever.
Oh.
So they brought it inside. Here we are. This is inside. This is the inside of the Twin Pines Mall.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna walk over here to this sign.
You're all alone, David.
It's pretty empty. It just reopened a few days ago.
Yeah. So sure people haven't noticed that it was open. And
Sorry.
So, Pepsi.
Pepsi booth.
Pepsi is there. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and perhaps Pepsi
perfect.
Yeah.
Just check.
Did I lose you guys? I'm having a little trouble with connection. Can you guys still see me?
No, yeah. It was freezing a little, but it's okay.
It's okay, Kevin.
We're inside with you.
Just give me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, so we're almost done, but now they keep the sign over here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, awesome. Ooh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Like in your t-shirt. So.
Yeah, exactly. So the one of the things I wanted to say about the sign was that a lot of people online, when you say Twin Pines Mall, they say, no, it's Lone Pine Mall. Again, at the end of the movie, it's Lone Pine Mall, but I feel that for a lot of fans, since Twin Pines is the first thing that we saw, that is that's how we say it. And also for Marty, it was Twin Pines, and even when he came back later, I'm sure he always called it Twin Pines. But I think for fans, it will always be Twin Pines, and Twin Pines is a much more interesting name and term. Lone Pine is actually a city in California called Lone Pine, so it's not as unique. Twin Pine is pretty unique. Okay. So yeah, like you were saying, it's the sign is like what my shirt says.
Yeah, we could see. It's a little freezing.
Yeah, it's freezing. There was one or two signs.
Was that two? We're in a different shirt. Oh. Did my shirt change?
It's okay. Yeah. And it's still okay. But all right,
it's okay.
You have only one pine on your shirt, and two on this.
My shirt changed.
It changed.
Okay, guys. So sorry about. So I think this is all I have for today, but I'll have a longer mall video tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
And then we're also gonna have Line of States tomorrow. So sorry for the short, but things happen.
It was a great video.
Perfect way.
It was a great video, and it was very cool to make this on this condition.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you,
See you
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. Take care of you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Kevin
now,
is really our best reporter from Hill Valley.
He's the awarded reporter of Hill Valley.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
If you don't know his page, perhaps we didn't say already, he's the admin of a group on Facebook that is Citizen of Hill Valley.
Yeah.
Visit it. It's worth it. It's really excellent.
Exactly. So now it's time to... We have some questions, but no time to answer. It was now 8 o'clock in France, so it's time to welcome in a few minutes Mr. John Bell and Ms. Joanna Johnston. We are very proud, as we have said.
They are very rare interviews, we have to say.
And perhaps we could have a few minutes to present the surprise, because there is a big surprise.
Yeah.
And
so let's go to the surprise.
So, okay, I will comment the surprise, and in a few minutes, we will welcome John Bell and Joanna Johnston. So the surprise for today is, what is it, Doc?
What is it?
Yeah, look at that. It's
Ooh,
a raffle. So, Hill Valley Historical Society.
our friends from UK.
Yeah, and of course, 88 Mile Per Hour Association are very proud to present a raffle for posters used at the Manchester Opera for the production of Back to the Future, the musical. Yeah, guys, so we are very proud to have the opportunity to present you a lot of posters coming from the musical, and I have some to present you tonight, just to let you show them up.
Wow.
One like that, or for example, this one, or this one.
Yeah.
We have so many. So very cool.
So
they
nice.
were the posters used in Manchester at the musical. So the real ones that you have seen on the floor, on the walls, sorry.
So seen on the wall only
limited edition.
Till mid-March. So
Exact.
very
So
limited
they were
time.
used
Collectors.
Exact. So to have the opportunity to win them, we will start an auction, which will start tonight.
Okay.
And it will start at 10:04, of course. At 10:04.
It's not an auction.
It's a raffle.
It's not the same thing, you know.
It's a raffle.
Okay, I was lost.
It will start at 10:04.
Okay.
And for having the possibility to buy some tickets, I think it's for 5 entries, it is £5, something like that. But you will find a lot of details at the Hill Valley Historical Society. Just type on Facebook Hill Valley Historical Society with this logo. You will find the website, the Facebook page, and all of the details will be opened tonight at 10:04 UK time. So be careful. For France, it's at 11, and for Americans, it's at in 2 hours. Okay.
Pour nos amis français qui n'auraient peut-être pas compris, chose importante, donc vous avez vu, Mitch vous a montré des superbes posters. Ces posters étaient en fait les posters qui étaient affichés pour la comédie musicale à Manchester.
Voilà.
Donc des véritables collecteurs, puisque vous savez que la comédie musicale, malheureusement, à Manchester, n'a pas duré longtemps à cause du Covid. La première était le 20 février, ça s'est terminé à peu près mi-mars. Il y a eu une dizaine de représentations, pas plus. Donc, superbe poster. Vous avez vu ceux qui étaient à Manchester, véritables collecteurs, et pour ça, vous allez pouvoir les gagner par une loterie. Et en fait, pour cela, alors cette loterie, elle est organisée par nos amis anglais et écossais de la Hill Valley Preservation Society. Donc, si vous voulez participer à cette loterie, c'est très simple. Vous allez voir sur leur site, sur leur page Facebook, Hill Valley Preservation Society. Toutes les consignes vous seront données. Vous pouvez donc acheter des tickets pour cette loterie. Cette loterie démarre à 10h04, 22h04. On se demande bien pourquoi cette heure.
Oui.
Soyez à l'heure, be on time. Et donc, à 10h04, mais attention, heure anglaise. Donc, petit décalage pour les Français d'1 heure. Voilà. Ah oui, dans quel sens d'ailleurs? Je me trompe toujours. Eh bien, je crois que nous remontons le temps. Lorsqu'on va de la France à l'Angleterre, donc a priori, ça se passe à 23h04 pour nous en France, heure de Paris.
Exactement.
C'est bien ça?
C'est bien ça.
Parce que je m'y perds avec tous ces voyages dans le temps. Moi, vous savez, à force, ça devient compliqué.
Hop là.
Voilà, donc vous savez tout. N'hésitez pas à aller voir sur leur page Hill Valley Preservation Society. Ce sont nos amis anglais et écossais. Ils font également énormément de choses en faveur de Team Fox, support de Michael J. Fox Foundation.
C'est pour ça qu'on travaille ensemble.
Et c'est pour ça que nous sommes évidemment avec des liens très étroits ensemble. Et on salue aussi tous nos autres amis, parce qu'on ne le dit pas souvent. Il y a évidemment Pedro et nos confrères espagnols, mais aussi la branche japonaise. C'est vrai qu'ils sont décalés avec les horaires, donc du coup, c'est un petit peu compliqué pour eux de visualiser. Ils font partie de notre association et ils font aussi énormément de dons et d'actions localement pour récolter, pour aider Team Fox. On les salue. Arigato. Non, c'est ça qu'il faut dire.
Et on va quand même accueillir, parce qu'on est un petit peu tard,
Ouais.
Doc, on va
Let's
accueillir
go.
notre ami John Bell,
John Bell.
pour l'instant, et puis Joanna va essayer de nous
D'accord,
rejoindre. Il y a
super.
quelques petites complications techniques a priori pour Joanna, mais elle va venir tout de suite. Donc, we welcome John Bell.
Welcome, John
Just
Bell.
after this teaser,
Yes.
we launch the teaser. Hello, John.
Hello,
Hello,
John.
everybody. Hello, Mitch.
Well,
Hello, Emmett.
Welcome on board. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Fine,
Fine. Thank
fine,
you.
and very happy
Everybody's
to.
As you can say, we respect the social distancing.
It's amazing. Look at the hat. Look at the costumes. It's fantastic.
Yeah, especially for you.
Speaking of costumes, where's Joanna?
Joanna too.
Jesus.
So we are just waiting a few minutes, Joanna, because she just said that she has some troubles to connect. So I have given her the link another time, and we hope that she will be able to connect at the moment. It was the same link as you, so I don't understand. Ah, yes, Joanna is coming now, I think.
Yeah.
And I will launch some different up the overlays. Oh, Joanna coming.
Away.
Oh, banner. She will come, I think. She will come. Oh, yes. Yes, she is here with us.
Whoa.
So we are so very happy.
Very honored.
Very honored. It's a great pleasure for us. We will launch a little teaser of Joanna. It's a few seconds, and just after, Joanna will come and enjoy the show with us.
Yeah.
So let's see the teaser, and welcome on board, Joanna. Here we are.
There she is.
Welcome, Joanna. Thanks to be with us.
Thank you for having me. Hi, John.
Oh,
Hey, Joanna. How's it going?
Good, and you?
Fine, thank you. Staying healthy.
we are very happy because you work so closely on Back to the Future. That's the reason why you are both here tonight with us, because when I see all the work done by you, Joanna, or you, John, it's incredible. And each time you say, oh, yes, but it was designed by John, created by Joanna. And there is a link very close between your works and also between you both. So we are very happy to have you tonight, both of you. And we really enjoy your venue. So welcome, and thanks to be here, because we know that both of you are very busy, and we really appreciate that you give us your time for this interview in favor of Team Fox to raise funds for Parkinson's disease for our pal Michael J. So we really appreciate. Thank Joanna again,
Yeah.
and thank John.
And you have the greetings from our friend Jeffrey Westman also.
Oh, so
He's there. He's
Hi,
following. He's following,
George
watching. So
McFly.
hi, Jeffrey.
So we have made a lot of things in Back to the Future, but we will not start with Back to the Future because you have done, both of you, a lot of things. Let's see again a little things that you have made as design or working with some things you have built. So I will put just there, okay, and perhaps share up in
Yeah, that's
full
some video
screen.
game stuff.
Up, I will put it in full screen just to be able.
It's coming.
Yeah, up là. So it's some of your work, John, about video games. We could see that you have made some video games incredible, but also, yeah, you are. Oh, I will start from the beginning. Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. So here's some designs, Joanna. Not only Back to the Future, but of course, a lot of the movie. You work on great movie like Private Ryan, like Lincoln, like a lot of things. So those movies,
Yes.
Roger Rabbit, from friend Roger Rabbit, Sixth Sense, of course, Back to the Future.
Mhm.
So a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
You worked several times, Joanna, with Bob Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, a lot. And we're very happy, Joanna, because 2 years ago, you was honored with the Career Achievement Award for your huge career, for all you have done and your contribution in the industry.
Yeah,
So
wonderful.
bravo.
Well done.
French people, and I'm sure all of the fans are very happy of this award, Joanna.
I'm sure she's turning red right now.
I've gone red.
Here's some product design. John, you have made a lot of things working with Nike brand, DeLorean, of course, Martel, BMW, and many other brands. So incredible. Your work is not only in the movie industry, but also in many brands. So incredible. Some of the hits you have done, of course, Jurassic Park, Men in Black, Back to the Future, Inner Space.
Inner Space.
I love this movie. Yeah, very cool. And Ants, The Revenant, etc., etc.
Wow.
So, and those video games, of course.
Mhm.
So you have both. Up, I will put my screen better. Up, here we are. Up. You have both an incredible career, and you're still working. You're still in the business, and so for that reason, I want to thank you for the time you give us.
Where you get your jacket from?
Hey, it's not the Christian one. It's not the
Naked?
one. It's
This one came from
replica.
Yeah, it's a replica from Halloween costume.
Halloween costume.
But
A
this,
Halloween costume.
Halloween
but
costume.
this one is the yellow jacket from
Halloween.
It's handmade.
it's handmade.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cosplay from my sister.
You never used to hand make.
You see all the details, and Joanna just to, as an honor for us, just to say that my sister followed each line of your costume on the Blu-rays, picture by picture, to be sure it's accurate.
Well,
Very difficult to make those things
Yes.
because you've done such a great work on costumes
Yeah.
that it's very difficult to try to make a replica.
Detail and so on.
So, Joanna, one of the first questions is, when you work in movies like, for example, Lincoln, Saving Private Ryan, etc., did you use some period costumes, or they are all creation of you? Are some period costume used on the movie or not? Because there's a lot, for example, in Private Ryan and even in Lincoln, a lot of costumes in this period. So it's an amazing work if you have to made all of them. So it's a question I wonder since you're
okay. So Saving Private Ryan is funny because I was working on Contact, and Steven Spielberg said he was going to do this film, about the Second World War, and I thought, oh, that's a breeze. It'll be really easy. We can just get all these costumes and put them on people, and then go and have lunch. And so it didn't really exist. The stuff was too old or too tired or badly recreated. So we had to make all of them, pretty much everything. And that was super tricky. And then Lincoln, something which is that old, you can't find original things which you can use on a film. So, I mean, trimmings and bits and pieces, but whole costumes, not really. So it was, again, pretty much all made.
Mm-hmm. Wow, incredible. A lot of work. And in the same way, for example, I will show this slide because it's very interesting. And about Back to the Future, but it's quite the same question. I will put it on screen.
Which one?
This one?
Yeah.
In the same way, when they shoot Back to the Future #2, they shoot at the same time Back to the Future #3. So how difficult it was to have yet prepared all the costumes for #3, because it was launched just after #2. So I think you were involved in the movie months and months and months before to be able to create, because you have made more than 150 costumes for Back to the Future. It's a lot. So it's incredible that you were right on time to have those costumes ready in Back to the Future, and also in Back to the Future 3, when they start just after the second episode. It's incredible. How did you make this? Because it's quite like a magic thing,
Well, it was the film was one film, and then can you remember, John Bell? I think it was literally in the first week or two of shooting, the studios sat on top of Bob Zemeckis and said, it's we need to maximize our potential because of Michael J. Fox, and he was doing Family Ties at that time. So we would shoot at night, and he would go and do Family Ties during the day and then come to us at night. I don't know how he did it. It was amazing. And then it suddenly, the thing split into two, and we were doing two films. And I think we had about 2 months between, was it more than that? I don't really remember. 2 months, maybe? I'm going to make it up.
Yeah.
I remember I had to go to London and get a whole lot of period stuff for the 1880s. And we were just finishing designing the future. So it was a bit of a sort of mind spin. And then we designed, and then at the same time, we were designing the, the Western stuff. So John Bell had all the cultural information about everything to do with Westerns that I didn't. and actually all the American culture on all of the Back to the Futures. He really was my feed as regards to how America worked. He introduced me to everything, all the sports, all the style, and everything. So I knew nothing. So we somehow kind of fudged it together, and then we were working on fax machines then, so everything was a bit slower. And I don't know, we just then suddenly went out west, and there we were.
Well, Joanna's not going to say this, but she's one of the hardest working women in Hollywood. She does incredible amounts of work in a compact amount of time. I don't know how she gets it all done so incredibly well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Thank you. And yes, it was a big challenge. And with you, John, I have just a slide. You were involved in many projects in Back to the Future. Not only you were.
That picture. You look like you're, through him.
I've got another one for you.
But I have some.
Is that guy? The car guy?
Yes, some also for you.
Man, what age and virus has done to me.
So you were involved in many projects in Back to the Future with the design. So what was your best challenge in the set of Back to the Future? Speaking about, for example, lack of money or lack of time, or I don't know. There are so many challenges in the movie,
difficulty
or
to
difficulty
make it
perhaps
real.
to make it
Yeah.
through, to make it real. So, is there any challenge that you have had in Back to the Future, and you relive it, and it was a success?
Well, for me, I mean, I didn't care about the time or money, really. It wasn't up to me. I just came up with ideas and let the executives decide what to cut out and what to save. But probably the biggest design challenge was coming up with the underside of the DeLorean. And that's Steve Gawley in that one picture there, the color picture.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Hey, buddy, you know, nobody's ever seen the underside of the DeLorean. We got to come up with what it looks like." So I took a stab at it, and Bob Z liked it, and it was on its way.
Okay.
Over.
Okay. So another one, which is quite good. It's a question that many fans have. It's about designing the future.
Yeah.
Was it immediately your thoughts? Because we have to explain that in part 2. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, just tell us. But in part 2, you were your team, John, because a lot of people were involved in design, as Michael Schaeffer told us yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It's not speaking about only one person, it's a team, and a lot of people have worked together as a team. So in your team and with the people you work with, and designing the future, was it quickly and the design immediately the future that we could see in Back to the Future 2? Or when they said, we want a future, when Bob Z and Bob Gale came to you and said, oh, we want a future, but they gave you some direction, some lines, or were you free in mind to put your future and not the future that told them? Because if I'm correct, the previous version of the future was more darker or something like that. I don't know exactly, but could you give us some details about it? Because we have a future in part 2, which is very colored with a lot of fun things, etc. But immediately, when you think about designing the future, was it this future or was it another one?
Well, I had just finished working on Willow. I was still at ILM, and one of the producers came in, one of the managers from ILM came into the art department and said, we want to start working on Back to the Future 2. Bob wants to get going on a sequel, and we don't have a script. What we're going to do is we want you to come up with some ideas on what the future looks like. And all we know is we go 30 years to 2015, and there's something called hoverboards. And so I just started coming up with ideas on what Hill Valley looked like, what hoverboards looked like, what anything and everything could possibly look like. And it was all very colorful because I was thinking, yeah, in a major city, maybe with films like Blade Runner and other films about the future, they always depicted a very dark scenario. And I just thought, well, you're in the suburbs. Hill Valley is a suburb town, and those are usually bucolic and pretty optimistic. So I just ran with that vibe. I just wanted to keep things colorful and light, and the drawings ended up getting shown to Bob Z, but he was already on to Roger Rabbit. And so I didn't get back into the movie until 1988. And that's when I met Rick Carter, and Rick Carter had seen my artwork and he liked it. And so he brought me to LA. Once I got to LA, I get to meet Joanna, and Joanna and I hit it off, and we start coming up with ideas based around this optimistic, colorful.
Okay, so it's really funny that you talk about this optimistic, colorful details in Back to the Future, because perhaps there is an explanation. I don't know, or perhaps you, Joanna, you could give us some details.
Well, I remember Bob saying it was literally had to be the opposite to Blade Runner. I do remember him saying that. He said it's very easy to do the future in a sort of dark, depressing, negative light, because everybody accepts that's the way we're going to go, and therefore, that's the sort of easier route. And he said this has got to be light and funny and just is slightly silly, actually. And so I think one of the most incredible things looking back on it now was that it was, as John said, it was this sort of incredible think tank of brains, of extraordinary creativity. And it was a bit of a free fall because, you know, you didn't have the same thing with filmmaking that you have now, where people sort of, the studios would sit on you a bit more. I think it was just this group of very, very exciting minds of particularly people like John and you know, Ed Varro and Simon, and you know, who else was there? There was just
Rick, Archie, and
Rick, you know, Rick Carter's, you know, he's on another planet from the start, so he's already scooting off. And so everyone was just like pooling out these ideas, and we had these futurists come. Do you remember this? And we had these futurists would come, and they would tell us what might or might not happen in the future. So I absolutely remember them saying, so we were at the point when fax machines had just come out. So we thought that was pretty something. And CDs had just come out. They said CDs were going to be completely obsolete. So John Bell and I did stuff. We like put old CDs as fashion items, you know, like that they were just trash and people would put them all over their kit and caboodle. And then they said, you're going to have this device, which is probably going to be on your wrist. Yeah. And it's going to be your phone, it's going to be all your information. And I remember going, that is ridiculous. And so we did all these, and John did these incredible, we did sort of future wrist ones, and then he did kind of retro ones as well, like 50s style 2015, you know. So millions of devices, head devices, you know. So it was just this sort of, we thought we kind of just accepted it because we were in this very unusual platform of something which we thought would never come to light, like, you know, hoverboards and, you know,
and new things.
And actually, Apple, am I right in saying Apple Watch came out?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that? I don't know, something like that anyway. And you know, it was just, I don't know, it was just so much fun and completely mad.
Yeah,
you know,
sure. Yeah.
Because it was so far in the future then.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so far away.
But finally, now you're not so far away.
Anything
really
it's
future.
very close.
That's very close. Finally,
very close.
That's
And perhaps it was because there's a little reason. Perhaps John or you, Joanna, could explain. I have heard that to make the future and to make it like a future which is quite realistic, there is a method which is 1585. 85 of things that could be real and 15% of things that could be unreal, could be new, to make people that, oh, it seems something that I know, but in fact it's something different or similar, but futuristic. Is it the right method, John?
That is, well, I kept that in mind, again, because we're going into the future, but we're not going 100 years into the future, right? So things that are around today, 1985, are still going to be around in 2015. So take, for instance, like probably my best example is the taxi cab, because it's a Citroen, you can still see that it's a Citroen, but we've augmented it with contraptions and things that we don't even know what they mean. Mm-hmm. But it's just a layer of technology or something on there that brings another 15% of, oh, I wonder what that does. Oh, I wonder what that does. Hey, that's kind of interesting. What is that?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that's right. I do remember Bob also saying that in clothing, that the semblance of clothing would be the same, but he was a lot of stuff came from him, like the self-fitting. He couldn't be bothered with clothing having sizes. So he said, in the future, we're going to have clothing that's self-fitting. You know, you don't have sizes, and shoes that are self-lacing. And that was all him, because that was his like dream, that he didn't have to deal with different clothes sizes. And So we were given sort of a framework, a very kind of wide framework, but with these little specifics of his dreams in there. And it was kind of just to write them out, wasn't it? To sort of give the springboard.
Yeah, he'd give you an idea, and then he'd let everybody. This is what I think went across to everybody. Just run with it and show me what you come up with. He was so collaborative in that way. You know, I've worked with, I'm sure Joanna has worked with other directors where they're very specific, or they give you very little or no feedback, and so you're left to question all the time. Yeah. But with Bob, it was, I'm going to give you a couple metaphors, and you run with it and show me what you got.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. You spoke about a funny future. We have a question for that, especially for you, Joanna. On several costumes, we can see signs plus minus. Can you tell us what does it mean and why this sign is many times in the scene?
Actually, for a starter, the plus minus T-shirt on the left of the screen was John Bell's design, which we, and in fact, I'm trying to use it again in the film. I'm doing it right now because I still think it has relevance. But we had this thing that is there an explanation? Probably not. You know, I mean, everything was just look at it. I mean, the kind of fitness thing. We did think the sort of fitness thing. So lycra was definitely. We made a lot of stuff out of lycra. I don't know. I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest with you.
That's having fun.
The stupidest thing of all, which I think it's so stupid, it's brilliant, is this when Michael J. Fox, you know, has to play his daughter, and I had this sort of thing about maybe pleats but going the other way, sideways, and like an accordion. I mean, it's the worst thing to try and construct where, and he was so, I mean it's like a sort of weird dress up, you know. I don't know, I must have been on drugs or something. Not I don't know. It's funny.
And yes, some of those photos I'm very happy to show you because our friend Jeffrey Wisman sent us live, and I think you designed those.
Oh yeah,
This new
incredible design.
This new Rolex, it's incredible. It's a video Rolex, and some of those. He wore a lot of, for example, those costumes coming from part 2.
The one back.
Very colored.
I want that outfit.
And this one, I love this one. Jeffrey wore this one. Very futuristic job.
Oh my God.
The double tie thing, that's the other thing. The double tie, then I took the double tie and turned it into a waistcoat. So the double tie, that was Bob Zemeckis. He said, what about in the future? People wear double ties. They don't just wear double ties.
You have to have the LA time and the European time.
Yeah.
But when we see a lot of costume or a lot of designs, do you have an idea what is the percentage, I would say, of what was really used and what you designed but was not used in Back to the Future? And was it in this case reused in other movies, or
perhaps you designed a lot of things, not all of those were
Was your question, do you know what's going to be used? Is that what you said?
Yeah, about all the
sketches. You made a lot of sketches.
Most of that, the crowd stuff, because everybody had to be dressed in, you know, our future. They couldn't just say bring a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, you know, because it was so off the scale of what was normal. So we made all of, I can't remember how many we made, 80, 90, 100, I don't know, loads. Wow. I made a lot of them some of them in LA, some of them in London. And then hair, that was the other thing, the hair, whatever he was going to do. And actually, one of the other interesting things is we very much looked at Japanese design at that point.
Why Japanese design is so brilliant also?
Because they're kind of cool. The Japanese are so cool in what they do. It doesn't necessarily fall into a time frame. So there's a sort of a timelessness about the modernity of their design. So we definitely looked at a lot of reference to Japanese, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, there's a lot of reference, Japanese reference.
Yeah,
it's good to know that, to know those details.
Very interesting.
I'm already a bit horrified looking at some of the interpretations, but.
And Joanna, your career is phenomenal, so urgent, and really for the award.
I talk to you every week. You make me feel so nice.
And in which movie was the hardest to work on?
Yeah.
I said the hardest, perhaps lack of money or lack of time, of a lot of difficult things to make and to build the costumes, etc. And second question, what is your favorite costumes you built and for which movie?
I find it impossible to say, actually. I think the
You met so many.
probably most difficult was probably Lincoln and Saving Private Ryan, both. They were super complex in their execution. Lincoln didn't have very much money, and it was a very serious subject. I was worried that I was the wrong nationality for doing the job, and so I was I was quite hard on myself, so I would say those were probably the most difficult, but incredibly rewarding. So it's always you go through different things, because you go through all the pain, and then you might spit out the other side alive with a project which is good, and it's perceived as being a great film. So being part of that, the pain then dissipates. Back to the Future for me was a real baptism, because it was my second film. Back to the Future 2 was my second film, and I didn't know really anything about America. So that's why what I was given with the knowledge, particularly of John Bell, and the cultural inauguration that I had. Everybody was wearing trainers in America, and I thought that was really stupid. And what do I do now? Every day I'm just wearing trainers. And Bob wore white socks, and I just thought that is so geeky. White trainers, white socks every day. He's wearing these things, and now what does everybody wear? White socks and trainers. So anyway, I mean,
every time.
Guilty.
But I think every film is amazing, because you learn so much. You learn about history, you learn about culture, you learn about society, you learn about whatever, making it up. And it's a sort of incredible thing to be able to sort of ride on the back of something and have these experiences. So I don't really have a favorite costume, for sure. I don't know. I'd change every week if I did.
And between BTTF 2 and 3, what is your favorite historical period? Do you prefer the future or the past, the Western?
Who, me?
Joanna.
Yeah.
John.
You.
For both.
You. Ladies first.
Oh, do I prefer the future or the past? Couldn't say. I mean, right now I go, if somebody said to me, do 30 years in the future, I think it'd be way more difficult than it was then, because everything's too overanalyzed and too, delved into, and sort of, you've got to be ethical and blah, blah, blah. And, what you want is some sort of free form. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, actually. Just designing is nice.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, sure.
And you, John,
Yeah.
you prefer the past or the future?
Well, yeah, I think I'd like to go back to the land of the time of the cavemen. I think I'd want to design the wheel to help their society move forward.
You have to buy a time machine. You have to buy a time machine.
I know where to go. I
Be the creator of the wheel.
want to create the wheel. Something small. It doesn't have to be a big wheel, just a wheel. It could be like
Just do it.
Design differently though.
Cool. It's so cool.
like,
Okay. We will keep with you, John. As I said at the beginning, you work in so many domains. We could see a slide there,
Yeah.
which is incredible because you work in Ireland, but also in Atari. You were involved in designing a lot of cars, but particularly, how do you get involved in the cinema industry and in the design branch? Because is it something you wanted since a long time to be a designer, and particularly on cars or futuristic cars? What's the inspiration?
well,
design.
when I was a kid, I wanted to be a weatherman, actually. And then once I got out of that, I wanted to become a football player.
A football player. Ah,
But I don't know.
you have a favorite team.
Things happened and not the way I wanted them to. So I decided, well, I should try focusing on my artwork. And I drew a lot of cars. I just drew cars all the time. And that got me introduced to Art Center College. And so from there, I got out of Art Center. I went to General Motors in Detroit, worked in Detroit as a car designer. And I don't know, a lot of luck and timing got me into the movie business. I mean, there wasn't one particular thing. It wasn't something that I really craved, but I did at the time in the early 80s. I wanted to stay in the Bay Area back in the early 80s. And so I found the address for Lucasfilm, and I wrote them a letter, and I sent them some images, and they responded, and I got hired. And then I got fired, and then I got hired again. So
Okay.
that's how I got into the movie business.
That picture you just showed, that was from Back to the Future, wasn't it?
Which
No,
one?
no, yeah, it was Back to the
A
Future.
shot that you just had, John.
It was not this one.
Let's see.
This one.
This one.
It
Up.
was this one.
This one. Up là.
One.
The signs from Hill Valley.
The sign from
Yeah,
Ilva.
look, isn't that the Western when we were doing the West?
No, that's a picture of me at ILM. That was when I was working on radio.
This one.
Okay.
Ooh, I got that shirt.
And here, oh, Joanna, a question for you.
Look at that.
Look at the atomic symbol on that.
Looking at those three costumes, they're all awesome. And looking at the Griff costume, it's quite realistic with the movie. Yeah, it seems very.
Yeah, well, again, the bad gang, that was John Bell knew all about bad gangs. So he led me astray over there.
Yeah, after I wanted to become a weatherman, I wanted to become a gang member. So.
Exactly.
You want to be a gangster.
But it was all that street culture, which actually is absolutely brilliant. And in fact, I think those costumes still hold really well today, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
The Marty McFly going into the West was, again, genius, because John Bell came up with the idea of the atomic embroidery. I went to this Western making clothes place in LA. I can't remember what they were called. And they actually seriously made things like that. And then we were doing it for fun. So that was brilliant. So it was like Marty McFly's idea of what would a Western costume would be was all
Western costumes.
kind of out of the 50s, so
Funny.
it was fun.
Amazing.
Is that the continuity book on the left?
It must be.
Yeah.
What? Sorry?
The continuity, is that the continuity book you've got on the left?
The continuity books, this one was taken from an auction. It was an auction I made years ago.
Okay.
And I don't know Was it your paperwork? No, I don't think so. I don't know the paperwork of the owner, of the designer of this paper book. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's from the set. That's Polaroids in the olden days.
Yeah, it's very.
Right. It's that.
Yeah.
And we have a cool question here coming from people who are seeing us. And I think it's David Ferguson. So he asks us, what inspired the time train costume at the end of part 3? So the inspiration of those costumes at the end of part 3.
Well, it was kind of like it was a sort of beginning of Belle Epoque. So the idea was that they had gone off in the 80s, had a few children, and then they came back. So they'd been traveling around. So I thought maybe she'd been to Paris or something and, you know, had a fancy thing made. And it's very over the top. And when I look at it now, I go, that is so over the top.
The train was crazy.
The train was over the top. It was so good. And so, yeah, that was sort of Bob just going, yeah, they went away and they've been traveling and they came back. And there we are. They're all, you know, he's smartened up, which is a bit of a shame, really. And then, yeah, so that was what that was about.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And what about the signs on the Doc's costume, you know, when he's in 2015, but not this one, the other one with the almanac, you know, when we can see the train, but also the horses.
Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of fans did not see that makes the link between BTTF 2 and 3, and that's very brilliant.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
To link
those. Who designed that? What was the idea for that?
The one with the train.
Yeah, in Doc's 2015, he has the train. Remember the colorful train we did?
On the shot,
the train from Bob.
It was influenced very much by a Japanese woman called Aiko, who was an extraordinary designer, absolutely amazing designer. And the train, the moving train, and also cowboys. That was the thing, because we also have that was the other one of my huge highlights, actually, was when they did the drive-in movie theater in Back to the Future 2 and 3. Okay, so it was 3 when they, and actually then I had to dress cowboys and Indians, which I felt at that moment was sort of the pinnacle of my career. And maybe still is, because that idea of sort of plonking down a drive-in movie in the middle of Monument Valley, and then having cowboys and Indians ride through it was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love that. So anyway, all of that tied into the print, maybe something.
Yeah, I just remember drawing that.
Yeah,
it was the train.
Puffy clouds, trains, cowboys. Yeah. But credit to Aiko on that.
Thank you.
A nod.
And another question, which is very interesting for you, John. Did you work on blueprints or only on sketches? Because we know that some blueprints are needed to make the things. So as a designer, you designed a lot of sketches and a lot of things, but did you make some final blueprints to permit the team to make those things, or it was only sketches? Because we don't know the difference between definitive sketches and blueprints, because both are used to make the things. So why sometimes we use definitive sketches and why sometimes we use blueprints?
Well, for me, I was just doing for like the hoverboards and the things that I was doing in the LA production office. Those were just sketches, and they were handed off to the modeling department, and they would do their interpretations of the sketches. So I would try to give them as much information as I could in a sketch, but I never got involved in doing blueprints. I think maybe when I was back up at ILM, like for the underside of the DeLorean, I might have done a blueprint sketch, but I'm not sure. I think it was the quality of the team that you're working with. You know, the modelers, the costume designers, the lighters, and everybody involved. They're at such a high level and so well experienced that they can take the simplest drawings and turn them into something real pretty quickly and pretty accurately.
Okay. Okay. And another thing here about the Cafe 80, which is made with the design absolutely awesome. Do you follow a line, or what was the inspiration again to make this crazy thing possible? Because it's so bizarre, weird, and at the same time so realistic with Michael Jackson, etc. It's crazy. So it's very crazy. So where is the inspiration of that?
Well, you asked earlier about a challenge, and this is actually probably one of the bigger challenges, because you're living in the 1980s and you're trying to project 30 years in the future what would be iconic enough to put into a cafe in 2015, something from the 1980s. So we just started storming ideas for what things would be relevant. I mean, some of the
But because you are so creative and talented, you imagine a lot of things.
Well, you know, you could come up with a lot of stuff, but what were the iconic characters, or what were the iconic things that happened in the 1980s that you would feel you could put back into a cafe? So we had the shuttle, we had Princess Diana's wedding, we had Michael Jackson, we had
Ronald Reagan, Gorbachev,
a lot of menus.
A lot of video, plenty of videos. We probably had more videos than we ever could imagine. But
whose idea was it to do the exercise bikes? Was that Bob?
I think that was Bob. Yeah, put that in.
I mean, that was again a classic. Get a shake and bike while you're drinking it.
That's right.
Burn calories. So.
Yeah, that was a big challenge.
Sure. But a lot of things may be challenging, because it's very. You were involved both in so many scenes in Back to the Future 2 and 3, so I think a lot of things were challenging.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to know, how did you work together? Because we, as you said, there was a strong, closely collaboration between both. And how did you work finally? One had an idea, the other one changed, and so on. And
I would hold the pencil, and then Joanna would move my arm until she got the pencil.
That was the new idea, the Café 80, the robotic.
Yes.
Right, Joanna? Isn't that how it worked?
Something like that.
I
think it is really interesting. There's two important factors here that why we work so well together. The first thing is we both write on our hands. So I have got on my hands, right? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is we're both Scorpios. Those are very important factors. And what happens with those things, that we're kind of good at pooling. We have a similar sense of humor, for sure. Yeah. We both can spin off on our humor, and we're both quite visual, but I think because we're from two totally different cultural references, we were also feeding crabs on each other to get the ideas and then mush it all together. And then, it was, I think for me, because I was really green and about America. And I think that sort of wealth of knowledge that he's got about his country and about all the cultural references, which I didn't have, was fantastic. And my designing would have been very pathetic without, John Bell particularly, and the other guys, where we were all just, what about, like, it was about, we were young and we were carefree. We were fearless. I think that was it. We were quite fearless. So every day was like a sort of just a brilliant brainstorm. And then with Bob Zemeckis, who is the most fearless of them all, as the captain of the ship, it was just a really fun ride, actually.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing opportunity to
And
do.
it's funny, I was really drawing a lot of inspiration for the future from English magazines, especially this one called ID. It's kind of a fashion, pop culture, music magazine. And I'd been looking at those for a couple of years. And so I just loved the bold graphic quality that the English had, and their sensibility was so different from what we were living with in America. So somehow working with an English costume designer with a terrific sense of humor, and my sensibility, I don't know, it just kind of made for a nice combination.
It works well, and and you made both a terrific tandem. It was awesome. You made some great job, and you're very happy. I have seen a question which is very funny. It was, did you both get to spend much time on the set during the filming to see your creation in action?
Oh, what's funny is that on the Biff hotel scene.
Yep.
Called Motorcycle Riders.
Alternative future.
Yeah, with the motorcycle.
Yeah, Joanna and I, we were two of the motorcycle riders.
Oh no, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
You have to find where on the.
I don't know if we made the final cut, but we were.
You made the costume.
We were fooling around on the motorcycle.
Yeah, I do remember. But also the interesting thing, there's that alternative future. I remember, do you remember we drove downtown once around that time? And there were all these gangs in downtown. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We went at night and there were fires. And he said, you've got to keep the doors locked because, we might get attacked. And it was like this sort of weird thing where, we were portraying this alternative future, but in fact, it was half of it was in front of us, downtown LA, which was, a rougher place than it is now. And it was absolutely brilliant. Bob was going to say, it's going to be mayhem in the future, and everyone's going to be stealing everything, and, life is setting up.
So we could see a lot of fun in the movie. You have, hard work, because it's very hard to work on the set. And we know, and a lot of people tell us days ago, yes, it was hard to work on Back to the Future, but we enjoyed it. We have had a lot of fun because the teams were considered as family. And even if we spent a lot of time on the set, because Michael J. Fox came in the night, etc., and the scenes were all day long, I think people have enjoyed to work on it. And as I could know, you have enjoyed.
It was one of my favorite experiences for sure. I had so much fun. And, the movie is the movie, and that's one thing. But you're working for months and months at a time with these people. And when the chemistry is right, and it's pretty rare when it's right, it's really a lot of fun, and you don't want it to stop.
Sure.
I don't remember any sort of torment or pain or pressure, or I look back upon it as just an incredibly fascinating, joyous, creative, and just extraordinarily creative time. And I think that trust, the Bob Zemeckis, the Steven Spielberg umbrella. We were in these trailers on the back lot behind Amblin, and it was pretty hokey, really. And all this stuff was coming out of these little trailers. It was just,
It was great.
They made the chemistry to work, and it works very well. It had worked very well.
We can feel it when we see the movie. The movies, we can feel how fun it could be, for sure.
To work there, and we have the same feeling of fun watching it 35 years after. It's the same.
Well, it's such a clever script. I mean, it's got to be said, the script is so clever.
Yeah.
You know, it played the other day, 2 and 3 played the other day here.
Uh-huh.
I watched them. It's just so brilliant, you know. And kids now, you know, it still has the same appeal, doesn't it, to the kids now?
Yeah. It's something very, the best trilogy of all time, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
So thank you. We will end perhaps with the last question because we have a lot, but I know your time is precious and I don't want to take a lot. So what's your best souvenir from the set of Back to the Future 3?
2
or 2 or 3? Or even what your best souvenir on other movie, if you have a best souvenir on other movie like Lincoln, Private Ryan, etc. Joanna, and after John Bell. So we will hear something.
I don't know. I mean, souvenir.
Yeah, a lot of fun. But is there a special thing, a special souvenir? Which it was a lot of fun we have had in the movie, or after the movie at the premiere, or during commercial. I don't know. Or it was a lot of the movie, the full movie.
That's for me.
I've now lost you.
Time, Doc. It's time.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's going to sound really corny, but it was memories and friendships that I still have.
Wow, very cool. Yeah, and it's incredible to have a friendship like yours. 40 years after, and it's a story of having fun at the beginning when you work together, when you were involved in the same project, and you have had a lot of fun, and years after you are still friends, and we know the friendship very strong between you both. That's the reason I invite you both here today. And it was amazing, though. Lot of anecdotes and a real pleasure, a real pleasure. And I'm sorry, guys, for all of you who are watching us that I have seen a lot of questions. I will try to answer the question after giving a call to Joanna or John if I don't know the answer, but be sure I will give the answer. But I don't want to take a lot of time with that, just some time. And it was, but it was
professional.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Thank you so much.
We have just to remember the very last slide, which is this one. Firstly, we want to thank all of the association, 88 Mile Per Hour Association, with our branch in Japan, Spain, UK, USA. Want to thank you both for the time you give us today. It's incredible, and thanks.
Thank you so much.
And also, we just want to remember that, of course, I've made this event with all those guests 11 days long for just one main goal, raising funds for our pal Michael J. and for folks to fight against Parkinson's disease, because we are talking
always
of COVID this year, of COVID, but there's a lot of disease which needs to be cured, and Parkinson's had to be cured again. So thank you guys for all the donation you have made during the event. Thank you, Joanna, for your time, for your anecdotes, for being so gentle with us tonight. It was a real pleasure to welcome you
nice and
to invite you. And again, your award for your full career, you deserve it. It was wow. Thank you, bravo. And then, wow, all of the designs you have made in every branch of cinema industry are
still amazing us.
And we are still 40 years after saying, but it was a John Bell and John idea. The design looks like a John Bell. It's incredible.
And a few words on that, especially also the sketches that were not totally used in the movies, but we can discover.
I have a lot of.
I have seen that Michael Castorin was with us watching this video. So hi, Michael. And
pictures. I looked at the book.
And
I realized that all the pictures that I sent were already there. So that was like a pointless exercise. Sorry.
When
we went to Japan,
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to say that in the Ultimate Edition from Insight, there is additional pictures and sketches that are absolutely amazing.
And
Yeah.
coming from your work on
Coming-
this
yeah.
additional,
So bravo and wow.
yeah, it was
More than
incredible.
30 years after, we fans discover also all the amazing
work.
job you have made. So thank you for all the fans of BTTF.
Exactly. And I have some sketches coming from you both from the set because I love behind the scenes, as a lot of fans know.
Yeah.
I love behind the scenes of the Back to the Future movies, especially in the Back to the Future movies, and I have a lot of original sketches of you both, and it was a real pleasure to have your comment tonight with us
Yeah.
about this trilogy.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
We very appreciate.
It was an honor.
It
for us.
was exactly.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
Thank you, Joanna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the
John.
time.
And of course,
Yeah.
see you in the future.
Or in the past.
Or in the past. In the past.
Future.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thanks a lot. Wow.
Wow,
What
yes.
a great moment once more with our guests.
Yeah.
John and
Incredible
John.
guest,
Wow.
incredible guest, so gentle, so yeah, I
And
have no
talented,
words.
of course,
Talented, creative
as you have
person.
seen, they have
Yeah.
not so much.
And Joanna has done
Not only
some
for
great
our
work,
trilogy.
a lot of movies. It's
Yeah.
incredible, and we're very proud of people like Joanna or John join us tonight because we were speaking about Team Fox and the important to raise funds and to help your Paul Michael. This address and having guests coming freely each night to help us to raise funds. It's an enjoyment. So
Yeah.
thank you, and all of you who are watching us at this moment and who have made donation, I'm sure, on this link. Thank you so much to support the cause.
Yeah.
To support us each night when we are
So I think it's the most
on the
difficult.
show,
So
yeah.
thank you.
to support our friendly, she would say
Yeah.
sometimes.
We try our
But
best.
we try our best, and I think it's that. Thank you for Jeff Revisman. I
Yeah.
saw you were online. Thank Jeff. Thanks,
Yeah,
Michael.
Jeff, Michael,
And
Castro,
a lot
also,
of friends, Tom, a lot
and all
of
the
friends.
friends from all over the world.
Exact. And I don't know if you have some things to present
So
again.
just do not forget. So each of you who will make donation to this address will have some gifts,
Exactly.
as we had seen.
The little goodies.
As I always said, give some money, you will win some money.
Exactly. I will have a look at the winner of the bid of the John DeLorean
Yes.
original document because we have had some
Yesterday's
John DeLorean
auction.
today.
Mhm.
And tomorrow I will give the name of the winner. And about the police emblem, we have a winner, which is Eric Dacosta.
Eric Dacosta.
So
Bravo.
Eric.
Merveilleux.
I don't
Eric.
remember if we yet told the name yesterday, but it was Eric. And for today, Doc, we will look to see which is the winner of the John DeLorean.
Yes.
And we will say the name tomorrow.
Okay.
And we will launch a new auction.
Starting now in 10
now?
minutes till tomorrow 8 o'clock French.
And it's something
French time.
incredible.
And it's something incredible as always.
To bid because it was it. It's something
A piece of history.
As
always.
It was used in the movie. In the Doc, in the library scene, I think it's in the library when Doc is searching some paperwork to try to find the origins of the
2015 in part 3.
Yeah, you're the Doc.
Yeah, I'm the doctor.
And it concerns a Doc Brown clock photo, as you could see, a piece of history, a production one, which was used on the movie set in the library with the certificate of authenticity from Screen News. And it's a photo with only Doc, no Doc and Marty, only the Doc on this one. A black and white photography.
It's me.
But it's you. It's a paradox.
I look like an old man.
I don't remember. It's just behind the photo. There is the Ralph Nelson label signature to prove that it's coming rightly from the set Ralph Nelson paperwork, which is a photographer of the trilogy.
Yeah.
So in 10 minutes, the auction will start for this photo, original, Prod one, used on
original Prod one.
Yes, and used in the movie. So be generous. I think the starting price is around 650 or something like that, but I'm sure you will hit the goal and you will make a great donation on it. So thank you so much for being here tonight with us. And now in France, it's time for President Macron, which have made a speech.
Non, c'est déjà fait.
Yet done. So we will leave a rediffusion.
Ok. Donc pour nos amis français, quand même un petit résumé. On sait que c'est pas toujours facile. Vous aurez prochainement les sous-titres dans nos vidéos afin que vous puissiez revisionner.
Si on arrive à les faire.
Si on y arrive, mais notre ami Maestro Mitch Garcia.
Ou sinon, on envisage un live direct en traduction par notre
simultané peut-être. On verra ce qu'on peut faire. En tous les cas, on est conscient qu'effectivement, il y a des choses que vous ne pouvez pas forcément systématiquement bien comprendre. En tous les cas, on espère que vous percevez l'essentiel. L'essentiel, déjà, c'est que nos guests qui viennent très aimablement et gracieusement, ça c'est important, gracieusement pour soutenir la cause que nous défendons, qui est évidemment la cause Team Fox, la fondation de Michael J. Fox pour la lutte contre la maladie de Parkinson. Eh bien, voilà, donc toujours des artistes extrêmement talentueux. On a volontairement axé nos artistes, nos guests, oui, on va en parler après si tu veux bien, nos guests, comme je l'avais déjà dit, sur des personnes qui ne sont pas forcément connues puisqu'ils ne sont pas acteurs, mais qui ont non seulement un talent énorme, vous l'avez vu, ils ont participé à énormément de films, tous les uns les autres, mais surtout, ils ont énormément contribué à ce qui est devenu la trilogie parce qu'ils en ont fait un réel monde tout à fait perceptible, comme on a pu le voir là avec John Bell et Joanna Johnston, avec ce monde de 2015 qui était tout à fait crédible. 30 ans plus tôt, ils avaient imaginé quelque chose d'incroyable.
Les deux équipes, autant l'équipe de Joanna que celle de John, parce que bon, ils sont là effectivement leaders, mais il y a aussi autour d'eux des personnes qui bossent, bien sûr, sont vraiment à l'origine, comme vient de le dire Doc, de notamment le futur de retour. C'est vraiment sorti de l'imagination de John Bell. Joanna a créé des choses incroyables. C'est vraiment, comme ils nous l'ont expliqué, vous reverrez le différé tout à l'heure, si vous voulez, sur la chaîne YouTube. Ils sont vraiment à l'initiative de ce monde et c'est non seulement une ligne directrice qu'ils ont suivie, mais c'est aussi tout leur côté, comme l'a expliqué très bien John à la fin, créatif et imaginaire, qui a pris une inspiration dans les différents trucs qu'ils avaient fait avant ou alors une inspiration personnelle qui les a emmenés à faire ça. C'est vraiment incroyable. On est vraiment très, très contents.
Très heureux de les avoir reçus, de les avoir eus parmi nous.
Sachant qu'en plus, ils sont, comme vous avez vu, still in the business. Joanna, il y a à peine 2 ans, elle a reçu un award pour toute sa carrière. Elle travaille bien évidemment encore. John fait plein de design dans plein de domaines. Ce sont des gens qui sont très, très actifs.
C'est des pointures.
C'est des pointures.
Il faut dire les choses
que Joanna, c'est un des bras droits de Steven Spielberg, bossé 5 fois avec. Là, pour une toute petite anecdote, je l'ai oublié, mais ça me revient. Et puis, je préfère vous la dire maintenant. J'aurais préféré avec Joanna, mais je lui enverrai un petit mail tout à l'heure. Elle sort d'un tournage aussi qui a eu lieu très, très récemment, The Witches, donc Sacrée Sorcière en France, qui sort dans 10 jours. Donc, vous voyez, il y a un film
de Robert Zemeckis.
De Robert Zemeckis, exactement. Donc, elle arrive encore à faire une collaboration avec Robert Zemeckis, avec Spielberg. Elle est très amie avec John. Donc, elle est vraiment une pointure de Hollywood sur toute la partie costume. Et avoir ces 2 personnes ce soir avec nous qui sont venues librement et ont pris sur leur emploi du temps pour nous faire un petit coucou, c'est vraiment incroyable. Je les remercie du fond du cœur, bien évidemment. On les remercie toutes les autres du fond du cœur. Et puis voilà, on espère que ça vous a plu. Et on va terminer la session d'aujourd'hui sur une petite chanson de Françoise Hardy.
Ah, une petite chanson de Françoise Hardy, jouée façon Van Halen. Ah.
On va envisager le truc pour demain.
On va y réfléchir.
Ouais,
on ne sait pas. On n'est peut-être pas encore pas chaud. J'ai pas encore.
On va s'échauffer les doigts, moi la voix, et puis on y pense pour demain.
Voilà. En tous les cas, merci de nous avoir regardés comme tous les soirs. On sait que vous êtes fidèles. On espère en tous les cas que ces programmes vous plaisent. Encore une fois et toujours pour la bonne cause. Et encore une fois avec des guests qui viennent avec le cœur, à la bonne franquette entre amis. Exact. Et c'est ça qui est génial. Retour vers le futur, c'est une grande famille. Back to the Future is a great family. As you can see with all our guests, it's like we are at home with friends. And it's
with some friendship relation, and it's
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So guys, see you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Sorry. I'm tired of so. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.